What is up, you guys? What is up? A new clash of the horns. The Rams beat the Cowboys 20 to 17. So, on paper, man, the Rams and the Cowboys looked like a really good matchup. And it was an actually pretty good matchup. I was actually afraid of their passing attack. I was afraid of how the Rams would do to stop in the run. So, let's get to it. I'm going to put it in three categories: the good, the bad, and the butt ugly from the Rams and maybe also from the Cowboys. So the good that I can say about the Rams is Jared Goff looked a lot better in the pocket. The Cowboys do have a pretty damn good defensive line. They do have a couple of new guys that came in compared to what their defensive line looked like last year. But overall, they kept Goff pretty clean inside the pocket. I mean, the Rams did a good job of protecting Goff. And one of the things was I didn't know what combination of offensive linemen they were going to do, but they ended up going with Andrew Whitworth, Joseph Noteboom, Austin Blythe, Austin Corbett, and Rob Havenstein. So I was really worried about Joseph Noteboom and Rob Havenstein because last season they had like a pretty crappy year starting the season off, but this year they looked a lot better. They put me in my place because I was like, no, we need to put Bobby Evans and we need to put in David Edwards. I still think that David Edwards is better than Joseph Noteboom at the guard position, but we still ended up running the football efficiently. We had times where we were keeping Goff clean the whole time, so I can't hate on that type of improvement, So I would have to give the offensive line an A grade just by keeping Goff protected most of the game and able to create holes for the running back. So Goff, I would give Goff a B plus because other than a dirty hit that he took when he threw that interception, he was actually pretty good moving the ball down the field. Was able to find guys like throw dime passes to guys like Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. He was able to keep the tempo going and simply Goff looked good against that Cowboys defense, and the Cowboys got the better of us last time. They was constantly beating down Goff and sacking him and just rattling him. In this game, he looked in control, and you know what? I'll give Goff a B plus for that. Now the running backs, Malcolm Brown, to me, looked like a stud, man. Like, I know he's more of a power back, more of a red zone back that just runs the football in for a touchdown because he's got that shedding block power. He looked damn good, and so did Cam Akers. You didn't see much from Darrell Henderson, but that's the thing when the Rams have a couple of running backs that they can kind of rely on just to move the ball forward. You don't have to rely too much on a guy like Todd Gurley. So that's why I was very, very happy with the running back position. If you want to go into stats for the Rams, I mean, let's go with Goff. He had 275 yards with an interception that wasn't his fault. Malcolm Brown had 79 yards with 18 carries. Cam Akers had 39 yards with 14 carries. And Malcolm Brown also had 2 touchdowns. Goff, a.k.a. Jared Vick, a.k.a. Michael Vick, had about 15 yards. He got a first down, which was pretty cool seeing because he's so damn slow, man. He's kind of athletic, but he's still kind of slow. Looks like a giraffe out there when he's running the football. But he still ended up putting about 15 yards with 4 attempts, so it's not that bad. It was actually pretty decent, pretty solid performance by those guys. Robert Woods with 105 yards, no touchdowns. Cooper Kupp with 40 yards with 4 receptions. So they were keeping Robert Woods very busy in this game. So I can't complain. Tyler Higbee had 40 yards. And Malcolm Brown had 31 yards. A lot of those were screen passes. Van Jefferson had 1 reception for 31 yards. Basically, he just came in and said, "I'm gonna moss this guy," and he basically just beat the corner 1v1 for a 31-yard pass deep down the field. So dime throw by Jared Goff. So it looked really good. Now, if you're gonna go on the defensive side, things that I want to bring up is From the good that I saw is a guy like Jordan Fuller came to play, man. Jordan Fuller is that rookie out of Ohio State. The Rams don't really have linebackers that they can really depend on, so they do put more safeties out on the field, like on third down, just to cover guys, because we don't have athletic and speedy inside linebackers. We just have inside linebackers, name only, but they really don't have that Corey Littleton type of athleticism and skill yet. But a guy like Micah Kaiser did get about 6 tackles, so he came in good to stop the run. Jalen Ramsey ended up with 6 tackles and a couple pass deflections. Jordan Fuller was my MVP of the defense. That wasn't Aaron Donald. He came in, got 5 tackles, 3 assists, and was very instrumental in a couple of fourth down stops. And he was actually one of the guys that was able to tackle in this game, but that's one of the good spots. Now, another thing is Aaron Donald had 1 sack, but the way that he was able to beat up the offensive line of the Cowboys was a work of art, and he was just smacking the crap out of these offensive linemen. At some point, they were able to go toe-to-toe with Aaron Donald, but then I think he found a way to beat 2 guys at one time. Like, he was able to fake. They was going to go against one guy, and then he would knock 2 guys out of the way for then the other edge rushers to kind of get a piece of Dak. But Michael Brockers had 1 sack. Aaron Donald had 1 sack. And what's that dude's name? Leonard Floyd had another sack. So it looked good. 3 sacks in this game against this Cowboys offensive line is pretty good. We were able to rattle Dak Prescott. There was times where we were getting in the backfield, getting really close to getting another sack, but Dak is able to run and he's able to evade some of these sacks because he's pretty fast. He's got pretty good pocket awareness, and especially with that offensive line, you don't really need to worry for your life, because they're just really good. But they did have a right tackle that was out, and that's something that I wanted to bring up, was the tackle was getting whooped on that side. They had basically a Ferrari of an offensive line, and they had 1 undrafted free agent that they just decided to put in, and that's kind of where most of the pressure came from. But that's why they're supposed to make adjustments in the second half, and the Rams were able to do that. And that's another good thing from the Rams, is they made those the second half adjustments. So they did a good job with Brandon Staley, and so did Sean McVay. He was able to get down the field and stuff, and able to run the football efficiently. So the Rams offense looks pretty good. I thought they were going to have a hard time with this defense, which they did. At a certain point, they started having the issues, but the Rams were able to make it happen. Now, the bad is the Rams were not able to stop the run at certain points of the game where it was way too easy, and Dak Prescott was able to move the ball down the field too fast. And I think some of that is just because we don't have the personnel that maybe this defense wants. Brandon Staley is kind of working with what he's got at the moment. He has Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, but then he doesn't have things like inside linebackers that can tackle worth a damn. And we don't have Ashawn Robinson back, so that's a little issue that we're having right now, because we have to kind of go with Sebastian Joseph Day, and yeah. So I think the ugly was the inability to stop the run, because we did have, I think it was Zeke had a bunch of yards rushing the football. Yeah, Zeke had 96 yards, man. We kept them under 100, right? But he was able, in those 22 carries, man, he was able to run the ball efficiently down the field, 4.4 yards per carry, man. That's basically a first down every three attempts. So we have to stop the run at all costs, and that's something that they were able to do. The Rams were trying to lead, and they were doing things that didn't look very good at a certain point. They weren't able to tackle, and that's one thing. I'm gonna go to the butt ugly, and then you guys can tell me what you thought about the game. But the butt ugly was the Rams couldn't tackle for shit. There was instances where I think Zeke ended up beating 4 guys with one move. It was that bad. And that should never happen in a football game. Everyone's chasing and no one's working together. We're just kind of running with their heads cut off kind of thing. So that's why I was very, very upset that the Rams just simply could not stop Zeke at a certain point. But they got it together in the second half. They were able to tackle better. They were able to stop the Cowboys on 4th and 3rd and short. So you can't really hate too much on this game other than just moving forward. And another thing that was kind of butt ugly was his officiating. The Goff got hit in the face when he threw that interception, which was a pretty bad like smack to the face, to the point that his neck was turned to the other side. Also, if a lot of Cowboys fans want to complain about the offensive pass interference, then that's another thing. Maybe that's something that the league can look into. But I think that Dak also got hit in the face. So there's some shitty refereeing on both sides. I'm not gonna say there wasn't, but the number one thing is, well, that's not as important as that pass interference. So to me, it looked very George Kittle in the Super Bowl-esque, where you could have made that. How do you say? You could have made that call and said it wasn't or it was. It's one of those quick ones, but they decided it was, and it is, and then you got another chance to make it 4th and 20, and you weren't able to do it, so the Rams win. So, I mean, anything else of this game was, I really liked the way that the Rams came in and made those adjustments in the second half. The Rams' offense, rushing attack looked better. Without Gurley, and we were able to run the football efficiently. The Rams' offensive line was able to protect Goff and be good in the run game, and against a really good team. I thought this was a really good team, even though the Cowboys did have a bunch of guys that ended up getting hurt in this game. And prior to this game, the Rams ended up staying pretty healthy, and we're waiting for some of our other guys to come back. So all I can say is the Rams are 1-0. And the division looks pretty good. I mean, Seahawks are 1-0. The Cardinals are 1-0. The Niners lost to the Cardinals, so they're 0-1. So the Super Bowl hangover is already hitting them. Plus, they have 4 injured players. But other than that, man, the Rams to me, they look really good. They were solid, and they played a game on primetime that I thought was a good indicator that they're on the right track. We might not go 16-0, 14-2, 13-3, but hey, we're playing good football, solid football, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win more games going forward. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, leave a share, leave a comment. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.